showing you guys how I do my acrylic application over a nail tip and also a nail form. Now this video was requested by two of my subscribers. I will leave their name in the bottom of this video here, and I will also leave a link to their channel in the description box just in case you guys want to go check them out. I'm not sure if they have any videos or anything posted on their channel, but I will just leave it in the description box just in case y'all want to go check them out. And yeah, so if you guys want to see how I achieve my acrylic application over a tip and a nail form, then you guys just keep on watching. Bye. Okay, so hello you guys. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the monomer. You want to make sure you have some clean monomer before you start your application, okay? I do not recommend you using monomer that you had sitting out or that you previously used maybe 2 days ago. No, don't use that, okay? After each client or after each use, you supposed to empty that monomer out and put in some more. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't do that, but I do it, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's not only is it sanitary purposes, but I mean, you could tell the difference in your acrylic application. Just like some people be asking why my nails yellow, why my nails look brown, why my nails look this, it's because the monomer is old. It can also mean that your brush is dirty. It can mean a lot of different things. So, I mean, you want to make sure that you keep your brush clean. You want to make sure that you also keep your monomer clean. So, number one tip, okay? Always remember to always keep some clean monomer. Never use the same monomer over and over and over again because that do get old, okay? And it just it's just nasty, okay? So just remember, clean monomer. That's tip number one. Okay. So the next thing that I like to do that helped me kind of learn with my consistency, trying to keep my consistency right from a dry bead, a wet bead to the perfect bead is practice. Okay, practice make perfect. I know we've all heard of that saying, practice make perfect. It do. That's a true saying. So I have my brush here, and also if you wanna, when you're doing an application, acrylic application, and you wondering sometimes why your nail gets them bubbles in it, and it may be because when you get your brush, sometimes your bristles are kind of like spread it out or whatever, and then they have bubbles in them. So as you can see the bubbles coming out of my brush. Okay, and the easiest way to fix this problem is to just dip your brush in the monomer and twirl it around just like I'm doing now, and then you just wipe it away from you, and then you just wipe it on a paper towel just like that. Okay, and I mean, it just helps with the bubbles. Now I'm gonna show you the two beads that we do not want, and that's a dry bead and that's a extremely wet bead. So let me show you. The first bead I'm gonna show you is a dry bead, and majority of the time the way you can achieve a dry bead and how a lot of people end up with the dry bead is they do this, and this is the bead that they end up with, and then you place it on the nail like that. Okay, there's absolutely nothing you can do with this bead. This bead is already stiff. Okay, and you can pretty much tell that it's a dry bead because you will have white powder around the sides of the bead, and the bead will dry way before you even have a chance to start moving it and patting it and everything. Like, the bead is dry. Okay, it's dry. Okay, so let me show you that again. A lot of people dip, and then they take this long stroke right here, and then they just place the bead. Look at that. I mean, that's just, if it fall apart like that, you know that's not correct. Okay, look at the bead. You see how it just lifts up like that, and then you can see that that's too dry. If you can do all that to your bead, you're not supposed to be able to do that. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you one more time. We want to try to avoid doing this. Okay, I mean, there's no need to drag that much acrylic. It's really not. And see, look at the bead. That's not how you want your bead to come out looking. Okay? So that right there is 3 examples of a dry bead. So the next one I'm going to show you is 3 examples of an extremely wet bead, or just a wet bead, whichever one. Okay? You see that? You see how the monomer is just the acrylic is just spreading to the sides? I'm going to try to catch it because I don't want it to fall over, but you see how it's just flowing like that? If your acrylic flow like that, it's extremely too wet. I mean, look at that. You see that strain? That's just too wet. Okay? That's a wet bead. We're going to do another one. Okay? And you just see how it just starts to flow. You see that? It's just spreading and flowing out. It's too wet. Okay? Your acrylic is not supposed to spread that easily. Okay? So I'm going to just try to, and you can see this bead down here at the bottom is still wet. Like, I can still play with that. So you know that's ridiculous. That's too wet. Okay, so you know those beads are too wet. And a lot of times the way people get a bead that is too wet, what they do is they'll dip their brush into the monomer and then they'll wipe it one time. And then they'll just dip just like this. And then they'll just place it on the nail. Now you have to think about it. Now you dip this big old brush into this monomer just like this, and then you wiped it away one time, and then you got that little bitty bead of acrylic. Of course, you have more liquid than you do powder. So that's what's gonna cause the powder to just spread out like that, because there's more liquid in it than powder. So that's why they say you always have to have the correct ratio, which meaning you got to have the same amount of liquid as you do powder, or it really depends on the type of acrylic that the acrylic system that you're using. I normally use Tammy Taylor C&D. So it took me a minute to kind of get the correct consistency of the C&D because I just started using that. But once I figured it out, once you figure it out, it's easier for you to maintain and it's easier for you to do. So the next one that I'm going to show you is going to be the correct way to do a correct bead. Okay, so you want to dip your brush the same exact way, and then you want to wipe it. I like to wipe it twice, so I'm going to dip it again, and I'm going to wipe once, twice, and then I'm going to just press it down for maybe 2 seconds, and then I'm going to let it marbleize just like so, and then you want to just place it. Okay, you see how your acrylic don't move? You see how it's just sitting there? That's how you want it to do. You do not want it to move until you pat it. And you see, once I start patting, I am in control of the bead. Okay, I pat it from side to side. from sidewall to sidewall, just like if you were doing it on a person or on your artificial finger or hand, whichever way, whatever you're using. All right. So we're gonna try to do this one more time. Okay. I'm gonna dip my brush, get the bubbles out, twirl it around, wipe it away, dip it again, and I'm gonna wipe it once, twice, and then I'm gonna count to two. One, two, and then I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna hold it until it marbleizes. And then I'm gonna place it, wipe my brush, and then I'm gonna start patting. Okay, just always remember your acrylic just is not supposed to move unless you move it. Okay, just like so. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do a correct bead one more time. You're gonna dip your brush again to get all the bubbles out, and we're gonna wipe once, twice, and then you're gonna one, two, and then you're gonna just let it marbleize, and you can see how it changes into that right there. And then we're gonna just place the bead, and you see how the bead's not moving, and then you can just move it to how you want it to be moved, or move it to where you want it to go. Okay, just like so. Pat it from side to side. Okay, so there you have it. You have 3 of the correct beads, and then you have your, let me see, can I just pull them all in my hand like this? Okay, we have the dry beads, we have the wet beads, and then we have the correct beads. Okay, we don't want this, we don't want this, we want this. Okay, let me move that one over like this. Oops, kind of still kind of wet. It's a little tacky, but we want this one. Okay, we do not want these two, but we want this one. So if you find yourself practicing, like I said, this is a really good thing to do. It's good to practice on your consistency and your ratio. That way, that's another way that you know your acrylic application will come out flawless. Like I said, you know it'll be too dry if your bead come out looking anything like this, okay, with the powder still left on there and it just looks dry. It just don't look good. Okay, if it come out looking like this, you know this is not right. Okay, if it comes out looking anything like these beads, you know this is not correct. You can see that the beads are just, oh my gosh, they're all out of shape, and you can see where it's flowed over to the sides. You know that's not right. But if you do practice some beads and they come out looking like these, you know you have the correct consistency. So we don't want this again. We don't want this. We want this. So we're going to just throw these out of the way. So this is what we want our beads to look like. So now that we mastered the consistency, the proper ratio, now we can start our application. As you can see, I've used all of my liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some more, and I'm just going to put a little bit more in there, just like so. And then again, you want to get the bubbles out of your brush. And actually, I'm going to clean my brush. And the best way to clean your brush is with clean monomer. Okay? And I'm going to just wipe my brush off, in which you just wipe it like so. Okay? Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the acrylic application on top of a tip. Okay, so like I said, now we're about to start doing it on the application. I've already, on the application, on the nail tip, I've already applied, like I said, my first coat of primer and dehydrated the nail, prepped the nail. Like I said before, if you want to see a video on how I prep the nail, just let me know and I will do one for you guys. So I'm going to apply my second coat of primer. And you want to apply it very sparingly. You don't want to make sure that you don't touch the side walls or the cuticle area. Okay. And now what we're going to do is the same way we did when we was doing the practice. We're going to get the bubbles out of our brush, wipe away, dip again, and we're going to wipe once, wipe twice, and then, hold on, let me dip that again. We're going to wipe once, wipe twice, and then we're going to hold it for 1, 2, and we got a nice little bead here. You want to wait till it marbleize, which is, it has done that. Okay, and so now we're going to just place it onto the nail like so, and then you want to just drag it down. Okay, and we're going to do another one. We're going to dip our brush, 1, 2, and we're going to wipe 1, 2. We're going to let it marbleize. Okay, then we're going to just place it right there in the middle. And you want to work kind of fast, depending on the brand of acrylic that you're using. Okay, you want to just pat both sides, then you want to wipe. Pat, pat, pat. Just like so, okay? And then you always want to make sure that you have enough acrylic at your stress point. So what I like to do is do the same thing. You want to dip, you want to wipe twice. Just grab a little bead. It don't have to be a lot. You want to let it marbleize. And then we're going to place it right there at the stress point. Wipe our brush. And then we're going to brush it down. And then we're going to just take it and brush the rest of it upward. Okay. Okay, but that's what it looks like. Okay, now we're going to do one on the form. The form. I said the form. And now, again, you want to make sure you prep the nail. And you want to dip your brush. Wipe it away 2 times. Then we're going to 1, 2. We're going to hold it, let it marbleize. Then we're going to place it right there at the point of where the natural nail hits the form. And you just want to pat it from side to side. Always remembering to wipe your brush. Okay, you want to check your free edge, push up like so. Okay, just like that. Get my brush, wipe, and I'm gonna just wipe it off like this just to make sure that it's straight on the is straight. I can't talk worth of nothing today. On the sides. Then we're gonna dip again. 1, 2, and then we're gonna drag 1, 2, and we're gonna let it marbleize. Okay, then we're gonna put it right there, and then we're gonna just push, and we're gonna pull down. Remembering to always catch the sides. The most important thing are the sides because that can cause lifting. So you want to make sure you check your sides constantly. And it's kind of, difficult when you're practicing on these fingers from a real finger because, it's just not the same. Really not the same. Then we're going to wipe away. We're going to get just a little bit this time. We're not going to get a lot. And so I don't want my bead too wet. So I'm just going to put my brush down on my paper towel just for a minute. And then I'm just going to place that bead and then I'm going to brush it down. Okay. And then again, just to add strength to the free edge, the stress point of the nail, I'm going to dip again, wipe again. And then I'm just going to sit it right there. And we're going to just press down, pull down, and I'm going to just pull upward. Just so the nail won't break at that point. Okay. And you want to just make sure, like I said, you want to check your sides. And there you have it. Okay. So I'm going to file, shape, and buff these nails, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, so the only thing I did was file, shaped, and buff the nail, apply some cuticle oil, and my Color Club top coat. And this is what they look like once I got it finished. So you can see the clear edge of the nail that I added. Okay. Get that off. And here's the one with the tip. And I do plan on doing a video of these with me actually performing them on a client, but it was just hard for me to do it because I pressed for time. So I wasn't able to film it on a live client. But if you want to see me do this on a live client, just let me know and I will try my best to get one done for you guys. So this is the tip overlay with the tip acrylic overlay and the form acrylic overlay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you have any more questions or concerns, just comment below and let me know. And if there's any other videos you guys would like for me to do, just let me know also. So as always, you guys be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, be blessed, loves. Bye.